Okay, video 2. Just rolling right through. Okay, so person number 1 who I did this healing on, you are holding collective. At first I wrote conservative guilt, but it turned into collective guilt, and this will unfold for us. You're holding collective guilt, even though you're not politically minded. Both conservatives and liberals are holding guilt. So my husband, so I just moved through this last night. My husband, he has a conservative mind. He's a welder. He works really hard. He's, it's all about the land, and he's very grounded. Okay, so I say, I've said to him, we are rich because I grew up so poor and I lived in my car and all this stuff. He said just last night, Carla, if we were rich, I wouldn't have to work so hard 6 days a week. I'd be able to buy you a King Air, which is the plane that I want. There's 11 passenger King Air, and I have this idea that, my friend Sean and I could own a King Air 350 together and pay somebody to manage it and hire one pilot and run it as a charter operation out of this airport right near our 65 acres in Tennessee, because we tried to move out of Connecticut, but it's not going to work. And we could run it as a charter company, and then he or I could just use it whenever we want. So my husband's like, I'd be able to buy you a King Air. And then I realized through my through empathic abilities that it hurts my husband when I want things like a brand new Airstream or a beach house or this car from California that I'm obsessed with. It's a really old Toyota Land Cruiser that I really want. But I want to manifest it. And I'm not like, oh, I have to have it to be happy. No, I'm happy now. And then, hey, if I got that car from California, if I got a brand new Airstream, that'd be awesome, But when I want these things, when I desire these things, and I'm coming at it from, hey, I'm a spirit in a physical existence. I have this meat suit, which comes with the ability to manifest. Let me see if I can manifest this car from California, this brand new Airstream, this beach house, whatever. Now the beach house turned into I want to have a healing center now on a big chunk of oceanfront property. So it changed. So it starts with the beach house. I'm like, yeah, that would be neat. And then I let it shift. So I still have to raise my vibration to the point where I can allow it to manifest, come in. So anyway, the point is, it hurts my conservative-minded husband when he can't just give me something. Even though I'm not asking for him to give me something, he wants to make me happy. He wants to be able to give me stuff. He really does. He's so cute. So conservatives are doers. My husband is a doer. This might sound like it goes a little bit against what I said, where like horrible human suffering and tragedies, mostly liberals are the ones able to go see that level of trauma and drama and death and destruction, and mostly liberals have an easier time like fixing doing. Okay, but overall, like in the general like American society, conservatives are the welders. I would say most welders, like people who get paid to weld, are conservatives, and people who are blue collar people that are like fixing things, most of them I would say are conservatives. If you're a liberal and you're blue collar, I don't care. I don't want to hear from you. I'm talking, I need to be, I want to get the points out and the concepts just so that more people can understand. I don't care to have any kind of debate with people who are going to lower my vibration. I love you anyway, though. Okay, if the world isn't fixed, they have guilt. Guilt is a 30 level vibration. Okay, liberal guilt is different, but the vibration is still the same 30. They feel guilty enjoying privileges that others don't. So on September 11th, 2001, I used to be an airline pilot for United Airlines. So on 9/11, on 9/10, on September 10th, 2001, I flew 767 from New York to California, and then the next day, 4 75767s got smashed on 9/11. So I was out in California at the time, and all the airports were closed, so we had to stay there for a few days. And so, like 3 days in, one of the flight attendants, because none of us were working, because all the airports were shut, so none of the pilots, none of the flight attendants were working. There was crews from all over in California, and some flight attendant had a party, like a couple days later, and my friend, who's big time liberal, best friend, like such a close friend, got so mad at me, like, how dare you have a party? We're here in Connecticut, so sad. We're all so sad. We're all so depressed. And I said, what can I do? I'm stuck in California. Like, I'm happy that I have my life, and I'm happy that, whatever. But like, we're all just sitting here. We're all just sitting around. No one's working, and like, we had to go shopping for clothes or whatever. And I'm stuck in California. Am I supposed to cry all day? My mother had so this is 9/11. My mother had just died April 25th, 2001. And I said, I cried my face off for months. And I didn't expect the world to cry with me because my mom died, but my mom dying was worse for me personally than 9/11. Sorry. My mom was the most incredible, awesome, amazing, beautiful person that ever walked the earth. And so, sorry about 9/11, but I'm supposed to sit here in California and cry while you're crying in Connecticut, instead of going to a party and eating. So anyway, both conservatives and liberals are holding guilt. They're both holding 30-level vibrationary guilt, but it's completely different. Both are misguided, okay? In their love, okay, they've been manipulated against each other with lower vibrational guilt. So my husband's love for me makes him want to be able to buy me a King Air, or buy me a car from California, or buy me a new Airstream, or buy me a beach house. Then on some level, he gets a little guilty, like I'm not doing enough or something. I mean, he knows intellectually, he knows rationally that he's doing more than enough, and that he's providing an amazing life for us and the kids. He knows rationally he's doing amazing. He knows rationally he's like lighting up my world and doing, more than I could have ever expected from a man. But there's this conservative underlying guilt that it's still not enough because he has a wife that is such a big dreamer. I'm just a big dreamer. I have liberal and conservative tendencies. And I believe everybody does if they're not manipulated into like picking one and saying, oh, this is my identity. I believe everybody has conservative and liberal tendencies. It depends what subject you're talking about. If you're talking about politics, or if you're talking about money, or if you're talking about sex, whatever it is, whatever you're talking about, I believe every human being is going to have, depending, if they truly listen to who they really are, they'll see that they have both. Okay. So my ideas, I have big ideas. He gets this guilt, conservative guilt, that's completely irrational and completely misguided, my husband. And then the liberals, so my friend, who was really mad at me for going to a party on September 14th, 2001, her love was for all the people that died and all the people that lost loved ones. And how dare you go to a party when all these people are suffering? She just loves these people. She just loves those people that are suffering. How dare you go to a party? She's looking at it like, that is like a slap in the face of all the people who are suffering right now. How could you go to a party? So she just loves them, and my husband just loves me. And so their guilt is completely misguided, and that's all it is. It's okay. All right. So both are misguided in their love. They've been manipulated against each other with lower vibrational guilt. It's all it is. If you're feeling guilt, you are misguided. It's time to let that go. It's time to stop holding on to any guilt because you're lowering the collective vibration. And if you're holding guilt, you're going to, through the law of attraction, you're going to bring more crap to yourself like a big magnet to feel guilty about. All right? And you, person number one, who this original healing was for, okay, you still feel guilty about mistakes that you made in your life. You have to make mistakes in your life. It's the high and low pressure system. And if you never made any mistakes, your life would suck. It would be so flatline, boring. Your soul would be like, what do we even bother coming into a physical life for? If we're not going to play, if we're not going to have ups and downs, if we're not going to go on a roller coaster, I don't want to go on like the toddler roller coaster, you know? Everybody thinks they want the toddler roller coaster. Everybody thinks they want the freaking ride that like a 1-year-old doesn't have to have a parent on. And it goes this fast around a flat track and it's over. Everybody thinks they want that. But your soul doesn't want that. Your soul wants a fun roller coaster with ups and downs and curves and blah, 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 and wants it to last. That's all it is. Okay. Oh, man. I freaking love you so much. Like, I'm just going to talk to you for a second. And I'm talking to you who I did this healing on, but I'm saying this to everyone. But I'm saying it to you, really. Feel this in your heart right now. I freaking love you so much. When I look into your eyes, you try so hard to be a good person. You want to do such big, good things for the whole world. Your heart is like bursting with love. You just, oh my God, you just want to love people. You just want people to feel loved, and you just want love, and you just want to like hug, and you just, you're such a good person. You are so loving, and you're so afraid to be loving, and you're so afraid to speak beliefs, and you're so afraid to be your loving self because you're afraid that you're going to get yelled at or you're going to hurt somebody's feelings because that's what's happened in your past, because you've hurt people and then you've tried to be nice and then they like react to you. They're reacting not to what you're doing now when you're so nice and you're trying so hard, and then they're mean. They're not reacting to what you're doing now. They're reacting to the energy inside that you're holding. They're reacting to the guilt that you're vibrating out now. They're reacting to that resonance frequency of guilt. I'm so guilty. I'm so sorry. And then they're like, oh yeah, you know? So this is what we're doing. You were the avatar for this healing, clearing out the guilt. Out of everyone, conservatives, liberals, blah, 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 blah. You were this amazing avatar for the entire world that me and all these high vibrational masters like came and helped me. What a cool freaking healing this was. Like, I should pay you. Okay, so it's time for you, person number one, to exercise with weights. I have to meet with people pretty soon, but okay. It's time for you to exercise with weights and feel strong. And we want you to say in your head, I feel strong. We want muscles. We want you to use weights. We want you to feel strong. Feel strong. This will help exercise the guilt out. It's time now for everyone, time for all to take care of their bodies, their physical bodies. Eat right and exercise. I started watching some YouTuber about he knows all this stuff about what's it called? Not vitamins and minerals, but like nutrition. Okay, and he goes over these videos with the vegan diet, and so I tried all. I had a thyroid thing. I didn't know I had a thyroid thing. I needed whatever. So I tried the raw food diet. I did a few things, paleo and all that, and then I was like, maybe I should try vegan, and my body was like, no. So, and my friend from high school used to say, well, no, I'm not gonna. Okay, never mind. Sorry. So some people, because I'm a healer, and they think, oh, are you vegan? You know, they assume I'm vegan. I always say, no, I'm not above the food chain. So, yeah. So I had a thyroid thing. Let me just mention this really fast. I needed iodine and vitamin D. I had a vitamin D deficiency, and I had this massive pain in my leg, like where my leg and my torso meet. And I was talking to a mother at a basketball game. She goes, vitamin D. And she's right. It's unbelievable. So vitamin D is made by your skin with sunshine. And I don't know. I know that they're messing with our atmosphere, but who knows, you know, the aluminum and barium that they put in the atmosphere in California through the SAI program, if you want to look up. SAI, atmospheric injections, or aerosol injections, what is. In California, maybe it makes its way to Connecticut and reflects the sunlight back away from humans that we need it to make vitamin D. And also, sunlight on your skin makes like 2,000 other chemicals that the body uses, you know, for health. And some people, I took a holistic lifestyle class, and the guy thinks that that's why there's such high rates of diabetes in young kids, because they are like the sunscreen generation. I call them the sunscreen generations, and they have high levels of diabetes. I remember when the kids coming into college, like so 18-year-olds had the same level of diabetes that 80-year-olds had. I remember that year. I don't remember what year it was, but this guy who taught this class, he's a chiropractor and holistic lifestyle expert, let's say. And if you want to know more about him, you can buy the program. So you can just find me on Facebook and ask me for his information. I'll be happy to share it with you if you want to hear about it. It was a pretty cool free course that he gave. Anyway, he says that the body makes 2,000 chemicals with sunlight. So anyway, so in this healing there was a lot of unworthiness. A lot of looking to the left, which is, you know, the feminine side, has to do with unworthiness and deserve. And that's just another way to say guilt. So this healing was a lot of cleansing of guilt. So they want you to create the story, I deserve love and acceptance, and vibrate that out. And you'll have a better chance at giving it as a gift to others. Okay? I create this story. I deserve love and acceptance. So, you know, if you don't know me, yawning and burping is clearing. I know it's so ugly when I yawn. Whatever, it's fine. All right. I deserve love and acceptance. And then you vibrate that out. And that's the way you give it as a gift to other people, is by vibrating it out for yourself. Because you have to, you don't have to, but if you respect other people's free will choice of whether they're going to do it or not do it, you just show them what a high vibration looks like. You show them what joy looks like, but they have to choose it for themselves. You can't shove joy and peace down somebody else's throat. They're going to fight you. They have to choose it for themselves. And that's why Thich Nhat Hanh says it takes one monk on the ship to bring the peace. One person holding the vibration of peace shows the other people how to do it, and then they can take it for themselves. So they can, they decide that they want to do it for themselves. All right? So if you are vibrating out the story of I deserve love and acceptance, that's how you give it to other people. You're trying, person number one, you're trying to give people love and acceptance. But you're doing it while holding a vibration of guilt, a lower vibration of guilt. So you're holding a pile of poop inside yourself, and then you're saying, I want to give you clean energy. And they're like, no thanks, because they feel the poop. Okay? So you got to get clean out, get rid of the poop, and then you hold that purity for yourself, you hold that love, and you hold that peace for yourself. And then they say, hey, I like that. That looks good. I want that. And then they get it for themselves. So they see you being happy or peaceful or da-da-da, and then they say, I want that. And then their soul says, okay, I'm going to help you get that. Okay. So hold it for yourself. Create the story. I deserve love and acceptance. Okay. Then I went off on a tiny little tangent, which I'm not going to share. Okay. I deserve good things. We're going to change it later, but right now at this level of vibration, and I got your vibrational level, which I'll share with you in a second. I deserve good things. We're going to change it later because I don't like to call things good or bad, because judgment creates attachment and pain through resistance. But for now, because you're vibrating, come on, where are they hanging it? Right now you're at 300. Right now you're vibrating at about 300. Neutrality is 250. Neutrality is 250, and willingness is 310. Okay, so you're vibrating right around willingness. All right. Which is fine. Proud of you, love you. Okay. I deserve good things. So you're right around 300 right now. So we're not going to change this right now. Okay. We'll change it later. But to get you out of the hole created by guilt, we're going to call it good things. And that's a better way for you to, that's gross, sorry. I deserve good things. Change it later. Okay, so you must have a throat chakra, communication and self-expression issue here, because I want to cough my face off right now. We'll talk about that another time. We're not fixing it right now because nothing's coming. All right, I deserve good things. Oh, okay, so you don't believe that. That's what's going on. Communication, self-expression. You disagree. Your ego disagrees with I deserve good things. That's the guilt. Creating the opposite story, creating the opposite manifestation that you want. So, I deserve good things. I deserve good things. Say that until you believe it. You do 15 minutes in the mirror, 15 minutes. Look into your own eyes. I deserve good things. Okay? Why this bigger healing happened than just on you? So this is when I was impressed with this, because you were like this doorway to this bigger healing on all these people. Why this bigger healing happened through you is because you don't need much. You'd rather see a healthy, happy world than own a mansion and a yacht. That came from Elmer Fudd. It's an old Bugs Bunny, a mansion and a yacht. I didn't know what to say, but I mean, that's from Bugs Bunny. You'd rather see a healthy, happy world than like be loaded and have all this stuff. That doesn't make you a better person. It just made it so that I could access really the collective through you. So I still did you, but I was able to do the whole collective. It was really cool. So I'm going to make you an oil blend. Balance. If you give yourself permission, that's capital letters. If you give yourself permission to be happy, you'll let your heart totally guide you and erase all guilt. Feel love, 500. Joy, 540. And follow guidance. Your life will live itself in a higher vibration. And peace, which is 600, is inevitable. And enlightenment, 700, is attainable. All right, so I'm gonna do that with my, okay. If you give yourself permission to be happy, so permission's capital, be capital, happy, underlined. Let your heart totally guide you. Like 100%. Like, I need to eat, I don't need to eat. Like, I'm gonna eat breakfast, I'm not gonna eat breakfast. Just let your heart totally guide you. Maybe you think you're gonna eat cereal because that's what you do every day, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm gonna go to that place and get that omelet. Then you let your heart totally guide you, okay? Erase all guilt. So this is really where your work is right now, is in erasing all guilt. Really erase all the guilt. So let's tell you, okay, you are the doorway for all these other people. Let me tell you that the guilt that you're holding, you are keeping in other people. Don't be a jerk. Erase all your own guilt. If you can erase your guilt, then you can help other people erase their guilt. And then you can raise the vibration. You can raise your vibration and everyone's, if you just let go of all your own guilt. You know? All the people who don't make you feel bad, Let them get their closure, but you have to erase the guilt, clear it out of you, raise your vibration, and then it will magically be gone. They won't have to respond by making you feel worse. Wham, wham, wham. All right? So feel love. Just feel love. Your heart can guide you. 500. I love myself. I love my life. Myself and my life are the same thing. There's no difference. I love myself. I love my life. It's the same. It's exactly the same. So whichever one is easier to access, I love my life or I love myself. Just use the one that's easier to access because they're exactly the same. And then when you feel that love, you raise your vibration to 500. Remember, 68 seconds, law of attraction. Love, 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 love. 68 seconds. And then you follow the guidance that comes to your heart. So joy is 540. Your life will live itself in a higher vibration. You'll just be guided. You won't even feel like you're making choices anymore. You'll just be like, I want to go get that omelet. I think I'm going to go buy a bunny. I'm going to get a puppy. I'm going to go buy eggs. Whatever. I'm going to go to that movie. I'm going to go to this concert. Blah, blah, blah. And your life lives itself in a higher vibration. So peace 600 is inevitable and enlightenment 700 is attainable. I say let it be easy, but at this point, you'll get it better if I say it doesn't have to be hard or difficult. Oh. You're going to understand it better if we say it like this. It doesn't have to be hard or difficult. Remember, when your vibration rises, we're not going to want to use words like this. We're going to use higher vibrational words with like easy. It's my life is easy. But right now you have a lower 300 vibration. So we have to first get out of the hole. And then as your vibration rises around 500 love, as your vibration rises, you're going to manifest more quickly. And so you're going to want to be more first agreement, more impeccable with your word, okay? And so you're going to want to say, my life's easy, or I have ease. If you say that now with a 300 level vibration, you're not going to be able to live from there, work from there, integrate that, live it, okay? Because you're not there. You're at 300. That's fine. Meet yourself where you are. You're at 300. So for now, we're going to say it doesn't have to be hard or difficult, okay? I'm excited for you. Oh my God. We're not going to get this all out in this video. Start there. You have a lower vibration right now because you still have that guilt, okay? Then we're going to let it change to it's so easy. When you're at a 450 level vibration, they say. So once you get to a 450 level vibration, 450 and above, then you can change it. And so 400 is reason and 500 is love. So when you're between reason and love, then you can change it to it's so easy. My life's so easy. I love my life. So 300 now is where your vibration is, but you're rising. So good job. Don't watch TV, capital letters. If you feel you need to know what is going on, then text me and I'll send you whatever I'm guided to send you. But right now, there's a ton of disinformation. Disinformation is intentional BS versus misinformation, which is unintentional BS. It's okay to check out for a little bit and just focus on your own vibration and focus on yourself and focus on loving yourself, accepting yourself, and that's the gift you'll be able to give to others. You can't give it away if you don't have it. Okay, so right now it's okay to check out for a little bit, raise your vibration. Remember, half the people believe everything and the other half believe okay, I wrote this wrong. Half the people believe everything and the other half don't believe anything. And that's on every subject, okay? And the planet hasn't dropped out of orbit or exploded, so think about it. In 2017, so that's 2 years ago, half of the people thought Trump was going to get impeached, and the other half thought Hillary was going to prison any minute. So for the last 2 years, though, I'm sorry for laughing. I'm so sorry. I just knew that, well, whatever. Okay, never mind. I love y'all. Half of the people thought Trump was going to get impeached. The other half thought Hillary was going to go to prison any minute. Okay? So instead of, and I'll just send a little love to all those people, instead of waiting on your life. Imagine there are people actually who've been waiting for each one of those scenarios. Not a lot of people, but there are people that have been waiting for one of those scenarios to happen for 2 years. They've been glued to their television sets, waiting to see either Hillary in handcuffs or Trump impeached. I swear to God, there are people glued to their TV sets. They watch their version of news day in, day out, waiting, okay? A lot of them are starting to peel off because they know, like, oh my God, how much more of my life am I going to waste on this? Okay. Anyway, we love them. All right. So, your guides say, hibernate now, raise your vibration, exercise and use weights, get strong. Truth is coming soon, I promise. When it's out, you'll know. Don't worry. I got a lot of burps then. So you don't need to be on the cutting edge of the truth. You don't. I don't either. Like, so I'm just working at loving and raising vibration. And that's where we want you. You want to be a healer, I think. It feels like you want to be a healer. So work on love, love, love. It's truth, love, evolve. You don't need to worry about truth. When the truth comes out, you'll know it. It's totally fine. Okay? Relax your shoulders. Smile. Forget all the past mistakes. You will be strong, loving. Good. You will be strong, loving, powerful, and intuitively gifted. Okay? I feel like you want to be just like me. You can be. I'm so happy when I got that feeling. I feel like you want to be just like me, and you can be. You earnestly try and work at it, and you don't need much. I just need my flip-flops and some cool boots and my dogs, and to feel like I have integrity. And then this came, so I just did this cool thing. I read for 9 women, 20-minute readings, really quick. Somebody hired me to go to a bar, and I read 20-minute sessions, and I had 9 people. And for someone in there, their dead person said, don't miss me, just love me. It's a huge difference. Don't miss me, just love me. Don't miss people, just love people. Your past is done, okay? Your past is all done. Your future is wide open. So see yourself, so they showed me that. See yourself from behind. So you're looking at the back of yourself, and then you see yourself on your path, and then so you know Reiki now. Use the energy to open and clear your path of all obstacles. So you're seeing yourself from the back, and you're just clearing out all obstacles in your way. Because what your path is, what you want, is to serve people in the highest best. What you want to be intuitively gifted. You want to be, so they show me how you see me. It made me want to cry. So they showed me how you see me, okay? So think about the way that you see me. When you see me like that, that's what you are. So when you look at me with love and like maybe admiration or whatever, and I'm sorry if that sounds cocky or arrogant, but they showed me, like, you look at me and you see this. Whatever you see, you look at me with this love and this like admiration or something, and this purity. Okay, you would not be able to see it if it wasn't you. So you know the expression, it takes one to know one. That's what this is. So the way you see me as this person who, fill in the blank, okay? All the things you love about me that you see, you just love me. And you see all these things that you love and you love about me and you love me, that's you. So what they're showing you, that's a mirror. I'm a mirror for you. So you are that same loving, intuitive, pure-hearted integrity. All the things you see about me, everything you see that you love about me, I'm just a mirror. I may be a real jerk. No, I'm not. But I'm just a mirror. So think about me and how you see me, and then realize that's you. They're showing you your path. Whatever you see that you like about me, that's your path. That's what it is. So see yourself from behind and then just sweep. Make, like if you would love to make my path as easy as possible. I know you love me so much. You'd love to be able to hand me an Airstream or like 30 acres on the ocean to start a healing center or this car in California. I know you would love to be able to just hand it right to me because you'd be like, oh, here you go. Because I love you. Thank you for everything. Okay, well, do that for yourself. So see your path in front of you, easily helping people, easily being intuitive and psychic and just showing people how to love themselves. That's all I do. I show people how to love themselves and accept themselves. That's all I do. All I do is clear away the crap that tells people that they're not good enough. I see how lovable everybody is that I work on. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so easy to love. And then they go, what? I didn't know that. Yep, it's true. And then so I just show people how to more deeply and completely love and accept themselves. And then the more deeply and completely people love and accept themselves, the more they can do that for other people. It's a very simple thing. It raises a vibration. All right. So you can be just like me. Okay, your future's wide open. See yourself from behind on your path and use energy to open and clear your path of all obstacles. There's another tangent. Not doing this. Okay. Well, I'm going to say this part. Okay, so there's all these people loudly yelling about what's wrong. Turns out that doesn't fix anything. That's why, okay. So for me, this is my, so there was a big tangent that you don't need to hear about. So there's all these people, well, I'll tell you, all right. So there was a kid who made some kind of an ocean cleaning thing. And then so it was a young person that did this. But grown-ups think they need to come up with solutions as they focus on the problems. Well, the law of attraction, so they need to just shut up and support Generation Z, who has the necessary wisdom to fix problems. So you got all these adults loudly yelling about what's wrong. It turns out that doesn't fix anything. That's why I hate, yes, I hate it. It's okay because it's not a person. It's a behavior. And understanding that I hate virtue signaling. And then I give myself permission to hate virtue signaling. It lets me see virtue signaling as a contrast instead of a desire. Okay? That's what's important. So then I made choices. So I canceled a Gap card because of virtue signaling. I canceled yoga magazine, yoga journal or whatever because of virtue signaling. I said no thanks to party invitations. I've stopped watching television and Supergirl because of virtue signaling and like all these celebrities. So I give myself permission to hate virtue signaling. Okay? When I do that, I relax and I don't say, Carla, you should be more spiritual than that. You should love virtue signaling as much as you love, people actually doing good things in the world. But the thing is, I give myself permission to hate virtue signaling so that I can see it clearly as a contrast instead of desire. Okay? Then my life gets better when I pay attention to what lowers my vibration, which is virtue signaling. And what raises it, like love and acceptance, people praying and meditating, people smiling, people being loving. Those things raise my vibration. People on Twitter posting beautiful pictures from all over the world, or cat videos. I'm a dog person, but cat videos are usually a vibration raising thing for me. So I like to follow cat lover Twitter accounts. Okay. And I love how much love I feel from cat people loving their cats because I'm empathic. People who love make me feel good. People bitching and complaining and virtue signaling make me feel bad, so I stay away from them. So I give myself permission to say, okay, virtue signaling, people bitching and complaining, that lowers my vibration. I don't hate the people, like Gandhi says, love the sinner, hate the sin. Okay, and I said to, love the person, don't love the non-loving behavior, okay? So I can look at someone telling a little white lie, and I can say, I don't love that, you know what I mean? But when I see virtue signaling, I really hate it. And if I don't get into the alignment of the truth, and I could say I hate virtue signaling, but I already know, like, my vibration is high enough to where I can say, oh, I hate virtue signaling, and then I only need to have that gentle thought, give myself permission, say, oh, okay, all I need to do is, that's my contrast. I'm not going to go into some big tirade anymore. I made a video basically where I made a video about virtue signaling where I wasn't giving myself permission to hate it. And so it still had power over me. It still had control over me because I hated virtue signaling, but I wasn't allowing myself to, I wasn't giving myself permission to hate virtue signaling. Now that I give myself permission to hate it, I can move away from it because it's my contrast. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to force myself to stay there, look at it, and love, love, love. I just move away from it. That's okay. Love you from here. All of you. Okay? All right. So give yourself permission. I give myself permission. My life gets better when I pay attention to what lowers my vibration, virtue signaling, and what raises it, love and acceptance. People praying, meditating, smiling, loving. Okay. All right. There are people talking about how they are helping elephants or dogs or veterans or children and women who have been trafficked. Those people talking about what they're doing to not fix the problem, but they're the people who are talking about this is what we are doing to help these elephants or these dogs or these veterans or these children and women who've been trafficked. Those people have a deep love and sincerity and integrity and a powerful belief in their mission and passion for what they're doing. Even though a lot of the stories are awful, horrible, listening to those people or being around those people make me feel good because they are in alignment spiritually and powerfully. It doesn't matter what you look at, it matters what you see. I had a friend who looked at the same things I was looking at. So we were looking in the same direction. Okay, she saw reasons to have tantrums where I saw things that made sense. I've had a ton of jobs. I've had tons and tons of jobs. 1 year, I moved a lot. I had 14 jobs because I often worked 3 jobs at a time. So I would fill up all my time working. So I'd have one job, Monday through Friday, and then I'd have a night job, and then I would have a weekend job. So I often had 3 jobs at once. In one year, I had 14 jobs. And my friend Lee, I was when I learned how to fly the Airbus at United, my friend Lee, the Airbus training is like 6 weeks long. And every day in the sim, I told him about a different job. He was like, oh my God, I can't believe how many jobs you had. So he's like, what was the job today? And I was like, I was a window washer. So that was so funny. Anyway, so because I had so many jobs, when I looked out at, oh, this is the rule, didn't make sense. You know what I mean? And I was a commuter airline pilot for Commute Air out of Plattsburgh. And there was a woman, we landed, so we took the plane from Plattsburgh, New York to Vermont, Burlington, Vermont. And there were all the, 19 passengers. This one woman, she wanted to see her bag because she had this international flight and out of White Plains. She wanted to see her bag. She was so scared. She was afraid that her bag didn't make it and she really needed her bag. And I said to her, if you want to see your bag, I have to get a rampy to take you back there. Okay, so I can't just, as a pilot, I wasn't able to just let her go back and look, and I was not allowed to escort her back to see her own bag. I had to make her wait. I had to go back into the building, and I had to let the gate agent know that this woman wants to see her bag, because we're not allowed to not show someone their bag if that's what they want. So then the gate agent has to make a call. They have to pull someone from somewhere, a rampy, to come to the gate, escort me, and I give the woman to this rampy, and then they, with their radio, go around the wing, and then open the baggage compartment and look in, and she finds her bag. So this is the protocol, and we have to do that way. And she was getting really, really angry because she's like, why is this taking so long? I said, because there have been people who've been chopped into little pieces by spinning propeller blades that they didn't see. Because when a propeller blade spins, you don't see it a lot of times. Okay, so what ended up happening to this woman, she got to see her bag, she gets on the plane, we take off, now we're late. Now we make all these stops, we get into White Plains, but now our gate is being used by the plane after us. So we don't have a gate now. We're sitting, not even near the gates. We can't even get near the gates because airplanes you don't use them for reverse. So you have to be careful about moving forward. That's why you have to get clearance when you go, anywhere, because planes only move forward. All right. It can be cluster. Oh my God. One time at some airport, Air Mexicana was like blocking all these. Oh God, it's so funny. Anyway, I think it was Chicago. I don't remember. Because planes don't go backwards. Okay, so 19 passengers are chanting because we're there. We're waiting for like 45 minutes to an hour. And the passengers are chanting, "This is bullshit. This is..." Like over and over. All 19 people are all chanting this. And the lady, and I knew which seat she was in. Oh, okay, so this is probably going to make me look bad, but I'll just tell you anyway. Because when I was a commuter airline pilot, we qualified for food stamps as a single person with no dependents. We got paid nothing. We lived in the craziest places because this company was so cheap. When they found out we qualified for food stamps, they raised our pay 14 cents an hour so that we couldn't qualify for food stamps because they didn't want the news to get a hold of it. Okay, and we worked like crazy hours. So we would fly down to White Plains, and then we would sit in the back, and they would pretend that our duty day was over. And then we would have to ride back on all these stops. So our days were like so long, and we only got paid for half. And we got paid so crappy. What did I make? Like, oh, I forgot. $14,000 a year to fly human beings around in a big metal tube. It was crazy. Anyway, yeah, we were all really freaking poor, eating peanut butter sandwiches and whatever. So they're all chanting, "This is BS. This is..." Okay, and the woman is crying. She's mad because she's going to miss her flight, international flight. And I had, so listening to like a half an hour of this chanting when we're not getting paid anymore. Our duty day ended. We're still working, but we're not getting paid anymore because we're over time, and we missed our gate because of this one lady. Man, I'm sorry about this story. And so I said, if you want to blame somebody, I said, I know you all think that this is, I said this over the loudspeaker. I know that all of you think that this is bullshit, but you can thank the lady in 4B or whatever who had to see her bag in Burlington, Vermont this morning, or whatever, this afternoon, because that's why we don't have a gate. And the whole plane just got quiet, just pin drop quiet. Oh my God. And then so there's all these things, all these jobs. They have rules for a reason. And there's another story. People somebody said, I like your airplane stories. All right, so we used to fly this, and then when I was a charter pilot, we flew this thing called an Aerostar. And the Aerostar had a clamshell door that opened right next to the pilot, and the propeller spins right there. And there was a drunk girl that came running out of a bar and was pounding on the window. Well, my friend was doing the engine checks, and he was like, "Oh my God!" She was right next to a spinning propeller. Okay. So it doesn't matter what you look at; it matters what you see. And then another example, like Connecticut, they're working on right now. Right now in Connecticut, they're working on raising the minimum wage from $10.10 to $15 an hour. So what they're seeing is, people aren't getting paid enough. What they don't see yet, they will, is how many people will get laid off with this, because, first of all, that's $4 more an hour. That also raises the percentage of, Social Security, workers' comp, blah, blah, blah. So every dollar, because there's a percentage. So they're raising the minimum wage on these companies, but they're also raising Social Security and workers' comp. So they're raising taxes. So they're squeezing the business from really two sides, kind of. So these companies are leaving Connecticut. So my brother lives in Liverpool, and they're on the news. They had some story a while ago about how many people are leaving tiny little Connecticut, and here's why. So they don't see it yet, how many people are going to get laid off, and how many businesses are already closing their doors and moving. So there's a company, so we have a welding shop, and there's a company now closing its doors because of this. They know it's going to go through. So our little company, our little welding shop is going to lose $25,000 a year from this company that's moving to Alabama. And we've lost, over the years, we've lost other companies about $30,000 a year contracts. That includes the price of metal. So don't get crazy ideas. So 25, 30,000. We lose a lot of, in Connecticut, we lose a lot of these companies. Just us personally at a welding shop, we lose these people who we do work for. They leave. They just close their doors and leave because of stuff like that. But it's all okay. So if I'm afraid, oh no, we're going to lose 25,000, if I focus on loss, okay, I'm stressing myself out. But the thing is, we've already lost other companies, because of things that the state of Connecticut does. They're looking at one thing and they're trying to fix that problem. People aren't earning a living wage. Okay, well, guess what happens then in Connecticut? You want to raise it so that you can make so that people can earn a living wage. You're going to lose companies, and then what happens is you get these people who end up using illegal. They end up like driving. There's these places where you can go pick up undocumented workers in order to stay in Connecticut, and we don't. We have, everybody we've ever hired has a green card. Sometimes the ink isn't dry, but anyway, we've hired people. We use all documented, but in Connecticut, what happens is they keep doing this, squeezing companies, and the companies either leave or they hire undocumented workers. Okay, but it's all okay. So it sounds stressful and it sounds awful, but what happened, just in my own experience with our little welding shop, my husband has to change and grow to accommodate the loss. So loss of income, he doesn't whine or complain. He goes, oh, what can I do now? So he started teaching welding classes to make up for loss of income. So he started teaching welding classes. And he gets tears in his eyes when he tells me what his students say. And it is amazing. So his heart is growing with the experience of teaching these welding classes, which if we didn't lose all of these contracts with these companies that are leaving, he wouldn't even be doing this because he'd be doing the work for those places. All right. So he had one student named Thomas who we love so much, gave us the push to go it on his own. My husband bought his brother out, and now he works 6 days a week, but he lost weight, not that he was fat, but and I've never seen him happier. He gets to run everything the way he wants. His heart is so in alignment with service that the universe pays him back. So there's an old man, 80 years old, that had a shovel, and it was his favorite shovel, and it really should have been thrown away, but my husband charged him $10 for an $80 job that he made. He fixed the shovel, and so he charged him $10 and made his heart feel good. Okay, so he didn't lose $70 by charging $10 on an $80 job. Okay, his heart, more than when the guy was really happy, when the 80-year-old man came back and he said, "You did a great job, young man." If my husband gets called a young man, that's worth something right there. But so he did an $80 job for $10, and then his heart was so big, grew. And so he didn't lose $70. He just got paid a different way. All right? Okay. And then he did this other thing. There was like 35 years he's been a welder. And he only had one business owner that ever came through our welding shop, one business owner that was black in all those years. And he gave the guy a huge discount. And because it was the first black owner he'd ever seen. He says, I want to give him a leg up. I said, you didn't tell him? He goes, no, I wouldn't tell him because, he might feel weird about it or bad about it. Or I said, well, that was a racist thing to do. So we had a good laugh. Anyway, my husband's awesome. So my husband is awesome. And hardly anyone in the world knows it besides me and his family and my family. There are many people like him in all different races and genders. They don't have big egos, so they don't show up on the world's radar. But they're out there. Believe in the goodness of people. There was a male flight attendant one time. So I had this thing happen. What should I do? think I'm going to just push through and finish this. All right. There was a male flight attendant one time when I worked for United on the 767, and this passenger like screamed in my face, and I was like, what the hell, you know? And this male flight attendant looked at me and he goes, I see your face, I see your face. And he says, one bad one takes out 10 good ones. Remember that. There are way more good people than bad. Believe it. He says, you know this. You know it's true. One bad one takes out 10 good ones. He goes, there's way more good people than bad. And he pointed at the plane. He goes, look how, none of those people are mean right now. So you got to believe it to see it. So believe it to see it. Believe in the goodness of others. What you see, you feed. Look for the love in others. Don't be stupid. Don't stay programmed to hate while thinking you're loving. Take down the hate has no home here sign. What you're really saying with that sign is F Trump and all his supporters. All that the law of attraction can bring you in response to that is F you energy, and you're bringing it yourself. You're making it, you're creating it, you're making it yourself, okay? Fear Ends Here campaign in the pictures of doors. So there's new, I don't know if it's new. Fear Ends Here, it's in response to the wall. Fear Ends Here, it's a campaign with pictures of doors to oppose the wall. That brings fear to you. Fear ends here. Actually, no, fear starts there. It brings fear to you. The law of attraction is going to bring fear to you with Fear Ends Here campaign. Fear that you live with people who are racist, white nationals, even though there are plenty that are black or even from the place on the other side of the wall. Okay? I lived in Holland. I lived in Maastricht, the Netherlands, and there was customs at every country that I ever went to. And when I was a pilot, I went to Canada, I went to Europe, I went all in Buenos Aires, and I had to show my passport everywhere. I had to pee so bad one time on a plane in Canada. We weren't allowed to get off the plane. And I was flying Mia Farrow and her son Seamus. And the customs person didn't show up. We were not allowed to get off the plane. I had to pee so bad. Anyway, Fear Ends Here. The joke is on you. The joke is on you. It's okay, but I'm just letting you know, if you're part of the Fear Ends Here, okay, what you're actually doing to yourself in case someday you wake up to how much your life sucks. Maybe you have a disease or you're just unhappy, except for the ego fleeting happiness that you get from watching Stephen Colbert or Jimmy Kimmel or in an echo chamber on Twitter. It's all okay. I don't mind. I love you, bless you, and respect all your free will choices. And I forgive any and all hate that you spread unconsciously. Like I said, I feel like I'm a teacher for the younger generation anyway. So peace to you all. All right, but really, believe in the goodness of people. Believe in the love. Okay? Believe in the goodness of people. Believe in the love. And you'll start to see it. You will see it. There's love in everybody. And when you focus, you know, on the love that you can find. If people are freaking out, okay? If someone's freaking out and they're screaming at you, there's some love that they're focusing on. So if they're screaming about no wall, don't, walls don't work. If they're screaming like the walls don't work, what they're really saying is, I love the people in Mexico and the people in south of the border, and I don't want to keep them out. Okay? And if people are like screaming that they want a wall, then they love their families and they love the other people who are getting negatively impacted by, all different things that come through, a border. Not just drugs, not just human trafficking, but, like the people in California and all the taxes, Like I said, we've lost people to drugs on our street. So when you see people freaking out or reacting in stress, there's something that they're looking at. There's some form of love. They're loving someone or something. They're caring about it so much that they're freaking about to try and protect that. Okay? So everybody's loving. Everybody's loving. There are people who, there's like such a tiny percentage of people who are not loving. that they're really not worth my time. They're really not worth my talking about. Yes, there are Satanists. There are Luciferians. Yes, there are people who are doing horrible, horrible things, heinous behavior. They're not worth my time to talk about. So I'm just going to talk to everybody else. You are peace and love at your core. And many of the people, if you hate someone, there's love in them too. Look for what they love. They're loving something and they're trying to fix something for someone. And it's done out of love. What's that expression? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. There's love behind people's actions and their thoughts. But if you're only interpreting what they're saying and what they're doing based on if you had said it, you're screwing yourself out of seeing all the love that exists. So I'm trying to start a hashtag on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, help me out. Old media dies this year. I couldn't love you more. I freaking love you all. Especially you're here with me. An hour and 1 minute. Okay, love you. Bye. Have a great, 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 great life. Thanks. Bye.